Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is the Mad About You YouTube channel where it's mostly a knitting-ish crochet video diary that I try to make fortnightly, but I think this is about 3 weeks or a month. I'm Madeline and thank you so much for returning if you're a returning viewer, and thank you very much for tuning in if this is your first time. Like I said, my name is Madeline and I am coming to you from, this is the last one from this house, on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. And yeah, if you would like to find me online, I'm Madbell on Ravelry and I am Mad About You with full stops on Instagram, and I'll pop that down on the screen below. So like I said, it's been a couple of weeks since my last episode went live, and I have done a little bit of crafting. And so yeah, I'm just going to run through that with you. I'm also hosting a challenge called the Mad About You Challenge hosting it between the 1st of August and the 30th of November, here on YouTube and also on Instagram. I've got some prizes that have arrived, so I've got those out, so I'll show you those, and I've had some acquisitions recently as well. So yeah, let's crack on. Now, I made a post on Instagram the other day that I hadn't knit in about 3 weeks. I hadn't done any crafting, and that was completely true. Yeah, just life got a bit much. The world was very, very heavy with news, and if you've been a long-term viewer, you will know that when my life gets a little bit complicated, crafting doesn't bring me solace. It stresses me out, and basically my escape with TV or a book, not crafting. So yeah, I basically cast on for my project for my challenge, and then I knit in the first week, and then I didn't knit at all until this weekend, and I've done a bit, and I've knit. It's Wednesday today, the 1st of September, I think. I don't have my watch on because it's dead and I haven't charged it. I feel like it's the 1st. And so every day since Sunday I've knit, and I've knit quite a bit. So works in progress. Let's start with my challenge project because I'm really happy with how it's going. Now I'm knitting the Sizzle Pop, which is a pattern by Leslie Robinson, who is Knit Graffiti. This is what it looks like here. There are 2 versions. There is a square version and a triangle. I'm knitting the triangle, and the square one takes 4 skeins of yarn. This triangle takes 2. The yarn I'm using is Ewe Merino Single in the colorway Lipstick and Tickle. And I bought these as my very first Brio Duo back in 2018, I think. And it might have been the first thing I ever bought from the Aussie D-Stash page on Ravelry. So yeah, these ones here, I think they still are made, but I bought these many years ago, so I'm not entirely sure. But oh damn it. Yeah, so Merino Single, 366 meters, 400 yards per 100 grams, 100% merino. And it's my first Ewe as well, and I do love knitting with Amy's yarn. So yeah, Sizzle Pop, and it's brioche. And before I show you, I have to tell you the woes of this. So I cast this on in 2018, and I knit on it for this much in different yarn before I lost it. I couldn't do it. I made mistakes. I couldn't fix them. I had my friend Emily, who is a Sydney knitter. She tried to help me, and I could not figure it out for the life of me. So it sat with that little bit for what are we, 2021, for nearly 3 years. And then a couple of months ago I finally frogged it, rewound the yarn, and then reskeined it. And then yeah, anyway, for this craft along, I decided that I was going to try. So I think I posted on Sunday that I had only done about this much. And since then, I really haven't put it down. My uni has kind of been slacking, but I have done this much. So up until recently, I had these stitch markers on every big decrease, but I've just kind of removed them. I do have a lifeline in after every section, and the lifeline is still there. So that was section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've just finished section 6 that haven't put a lifeline in there, And my experience with brioche is if I don't have a lifeline, I always mess it up and I need it. So I'm not taking any chances with this project, and I'm not being cocky, and it's just, I'm cutting a new one and it's going in after every repeat. I have been keeping them in there, and I've just been using some leftover Knit Picks Hawthorn from a shawl I made many years ago for my mum. And so yeah, I've just been like, I'm leaving them in there because I'm just too scared not to pull them out. And then I'm kind of just leaving these stitch markers in for the decrease for like the last 2 sections, and then once I've done a new one, I've been moving them up. But I'm just using these light bulb stitch markers, which are removable and super handy. It's brioche, so it's reversible. So this is the tickle, which you can see here as the main color, and then the contrast is its beautiful pink called lipstick. So I think that I've done 6 repeats. I think there are 11. Yeah. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 to go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Oh, 10 more times. Oh, there's 12. I'm halfway, but obviously it grows. But I am finding myself quicker every time, and I basically, like, it's a paid for pattern, so I don't want to show you too much, but I will show you what I'm doing to make sure that I keep up, because it's quite complicated. So like, can you see how that's all color coded? So like every increase is a decrease is a yellow, increase is a pink. How many stitches increase is like blue, and there's a green in there for a funky stitch in there as well, because I did find when I ripped it out about 3 times in the beginning, and I even called my friend Emily. I live up here in Queensland and she lives in Sydney, and I couldn't figure out what I'd done wrong, and we called for half an hour and she tried to help me, sent me a photo of hers, but I finally got it, and it's coming along so nicely, and I haven't crafted on anything else this week. And you know what, I reckon I've been having like a Zoom knit with some friends like once every fortnight or so, and I've been like, I can't brioche during this time because I have to focus, but I reckon I can brioche, and I'm at a point now, the pattern's really memorizable, which I've never believed anyone when they said that about brioche like this with increases and decreases, but I'm flying through now, so that's really great. Okay, next. These were supposed to be my winter session socks, so I'm at week 6 of semester 2, so I started these like 3 months ago. And they are my Rosehip Island socks. And I've really only knit on this one here because I was in a funk and I didn't have the brain capacity to finish my heel turn. So the heel flap is done. I need to do the heel turn on the second sock, and then this is the first sock here, and I'm just been doing the stockinette on the foot. So I usually like to try my socks on so I kind of can gauge how much more I have to knit, but I've just been knitting in the round, so I will probably take out my tape measure and measure this so I know I've probably got another 20 rounds, and then not even, I'm getting pretty close to being ready for a toe actually. Probably another 10 rounds and I'm ready for a toe on that sock, so that's good. So I think my little plan to myself is that my brioche shawl, I want to do like 2 repeats a week, and which is a lot of rows. So I maybe like for the next 2 weeks, if I can do 2 a week, and then after that maybe just 1 a week, that would be really good. So those are my socks. And then the other thing which is really exciting is my granny stripe blanket. So I haven't worked on it in a couple of weeks, like I said, but before then I had done a lot of crochet, and I have had to make another magic cake. I finished my first one. I will link below on Ravelry to my Ravelry page for all of these projects, and then any other shops and stuff that I mentioned will be down below in the description, so you feel free to have a look over there if you're interested in anything that I've made. So this is it now. I can't really see through there, but I think that's all covered. Yeah. And I did have a progress keeper in here so I could tell you where I was last up to. I feel like it's not that one, but I had 2 on here. It would appear I only have 1 now. Okay, so last time we spoke, I was only up to here. Actually, that's probably about right. So I have made heaps and heaps and heaps of progress. Oops, I'm undoing it here. I forgot to put a progress keeper in this section. So yeah, from I think like this upwards. Oh no, this is the first color of my new magic cake. Now all of these yarns that I'm using basically were in the first magic cake were all from a Little Woolly Makes like mystery packs, scrappy. It was like a 3-month subscription to mini skein packs. Now they were mostly like I think Ren and Ollie Maximu yarn maybe, and one other brand which I can't remember. And then my second cake here is a bit of a combination, so it's leftovers from the rest of those kits. I've got some Circus Tonic, some 3 Mums yarn, and then I think that was kind of it. It was like what I had from Julie, and then just some other like leftovers and mini skeins that I had that were about 10 grams. And it's just a magic ball which I made with my ball winder and magic knots. I haven't had any problems with the magic knots so far in this blanket, so I'm hoping that it'll be the case. But what I'm actually thinking of doing is once it's done, I will get some fabric glue which you can buy, and I'll just like feel through the blanket for the color changes, and then I'll just like pop a little bit of glue on each of those knots. So yeah, to be honest, this blanket hasn't had any love in the last couple of weeks, but in the weeks after I podcast last, really powered through. Or maybe you have seen it. I hadn't finished. Anyway, whatever. You're seeing it now. And I have made quite a bit of progress, and that's just been kept in my Mrs. Brown's bag. And I've got my magic cake in my little yarn sack that I bought in South Australia. Alrighty. That is it for works in progress. I don't have anything else. There are no finished objects. Hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll have at least like 1 finished sock. That would be good. So it's time for acquisitions, and then we'll go into craft along prizes and just general life update stuff. Okay, no, one more thing with works in progress. So I have this mini skein set. Oh my gosh, Madeline words. Mini skein set from Love and Speckles, which was last year's advent kit. I didn't use it at the time, and I was looking at it thinking I don't really love all of the colors. I can't see myself making an advent project out of this. I do have an advent calendar, an advent set arriving from Daffodil Road Yarn Co. Daffodil. Let me just get that right for you. Yeah, Daffodil Road Yarn Company. And so I have that coming this year. I've decided at this point I don't think I'm going to use it straight away because I also have some socks coming, so I think that's what my plan will be. However, I have put this on a couple of different de-stash pages and no one has taken me up on it, which is okay. Like, I just thought better someone else have it than me and it not get used. But since no one wants it, what I was actually thinking about doing is making a blanket, knitting a blanket, which I know I've got so many blankets on the go. But Molly from Homespun House has last Advent, I think she created a blanket, like a cozy blanket pattern or something. And it uses 24 mini skeins held double with some other 4-ply yarn. And basically, it's just a big garter throw that she made every day through Advent. So what I was thinking of doing is buying some cream or plain yarn, probably from Bendigo Woolen Mills, because I think that would just be the most economical for about 500 grams of 4-ply yarn. And then holding it double and just knitting a nice throw. And I could probably start that in November or do that use this Advent over Christmas, and then as I know what the Daffodil Road colours are, because it's a little bit of a gamble if it's a mystery Advent, you don't know what you're getting, I can maybe use that sometime next year or the following year or something. So that's what I'm thinking right now. I obviously might change my mind. So unless someone really decides they want it, a message below, because I'm at this stage I haven't bought anything to go with it, but I'm thinking I may as well use it because no one else seems to want to buy it. It's lovely, the colours are great, just not all in my wheelhouse, and I was like, I don't think I want to necessarily use it all. Alright, so now we're actually into acquisitions. I went a bit mad with Knit Picks when the Felicity sale was on. So the Felicity yarn was re-released for this year, and they had a 10 pack, which basically meant you got one of each of the new 10 colours, but one ball only makes you like a pair of kids socks or one adult sock. So I bought 2 packs and it's all arrived. Now it's all in Ziploc bags because I'm moving, which we'll talk about very shortly, so I'm not going to get it out properly, but as I start to make the socks you will see them. So these ones here, psychedelic something, it's called the Speed Race, which is like 2 yellows and a grey, or it's like black and khaki. This one here is called Under the Sea, this blue, and I also bought some Kelborn Woolen Germantown. Now the reason I bought this, it says it's medium, I'm fairly sure it's a worsted weight yarn, 220 yards to 200 meters for 100 grams. So Kelborn Woolens Germantown. I actually bought 5 skeins, and these were on special. So I had these all in my Knit Picks cart from about a year ago, and I think they used to be like $20 a ball, like a skein, or yeah, whatever, and they were down to about $5 each Australian, so somewhere between 5 and 8 I think. So I just kept them since I was doing the Felicity order and I wanted to get postage, and so that's those. I did buy double of this one here, which is called Vampire Vibes, because I really liked it. I want a pair of socks for me and then a pair of socks for like my sister or someone. These ones here are called Desert Rose, and this one here is called Summer Nights. Base Jump, Game Over, Red Rocks, and then this one here is called Mermaid Tails. So that's 10 pairs of socks. So you might be thinking, Madeline, you don't really like knitting socks, and that would be true. But I've decided everyone in my family is going to get a set of handmade socks at some point. And Knit Picks is economical. I like Felicity. It's self-strapping. So yeah, that's my acquisitions. Other than that, I have not bought any yarn, and I bought those at the end of July. So I have not bought any yarn in August, and that was all I bought in July. And I say that proudly because I was not supposed to buy any yarn last year. I have 3 IKEA bags full of yarn in this house. I have some in storage. I just have too much, and I haven't been knitting obviously as much as I should. So I'm really proud of myself. It's the big wool show this weekend, and my plan is not to buy anything either. I have so many of my friends who are makers, and I love their stuff, but honestly I just can't knit through it. And I haven't been working very much, so I'm actually stuck to kind of my own self-imposed you will not buy yarn for the next little while thing. So I'm hoping if I can get through to the end of the year without buying yarn, that would be excellent, because I've got some patterns and some yarn that I'd love to make for myself. Alright, so let's go to craft along news. So thank you so much if you've joined in the Mad About You craft along. There are some awesome works in progress. There are a few finished objects. So the hashtag, which I'll put along here, is madaboutewechallenge. And yeah, so my challenge was brioche. I can brioche, but I've never successfully done increases and decreases. So my Sizzle Pop shawl was my challenge for myself for these 4 months or so. Lots of people are coming out with craft alongs, and I know it's really hard. Ali from Fiberbound is hosting an anchor. T Cal with this Nanny Knits. Mel from Down Under Dyer is about to start a craft along, I think in October. It's like a cat along. So yeah, lots of friends of mine are doing their own craft along. So if you are joining in mine, thank you. I know it's really hard when we only have minimal time to craft. So, and I'm totally happy if you double dip, doesn't bother me at all. We do have some prizes though. So I think I mentioned it a bit ago. This is kind of like my prize. I've got a prize bucket now, with some things because we've really generously been donated some stuff. So I have spoken about, before, the yarn. I think I did. I can't remember. Sorry, this is so rustly. So I'd spoken about Down Under Dyer. Mel had donated this natural blush avocado dyed yarn. It's a 4-ply. And then Bella from Craft by Bella Store has donated this 50-gram skein of 8-ply. And then I'm fairly sure this is going to be donated. This is from my personal stash. It's a skein of Daffodil Road Yarn Co. luxury sock. And then I purchased this Notions pocket, which I really like, so I may end up keeping for myself. There are a couple of yarn bags here, like I showed before with my magic magic cake. And then finally, really lovely, the ladies from Finch Yarn sent us through 2 things actually. A little project bag which has got so Finch yarns, it's got press studs, so yeah, that's really cute. It's probably a really good size for like a small shawl or a pair of socks. And then they sent 2 skeins of yarn, one for me, one for you. This one is called Sarah's Stripes and this one here is Pink Fizz. I haven't decided which one I'm keeping yet, or I may give both of them away, but that's so lovely. It arrived this week. Thank you ladies for supporting the pod. So yeah, I haven't decided if I'm going to keep one. I automatically think I'll keep the pink stripy one because pink and stripes, but also once my stash is all out I'll have another look, but I may keep them both for you guys. So yeah, that's what we've got in the giveaway prizes so far. I am waiting, someone else has asked for my address, so waiting to see if anything turns up for that. And then I will maybe shop the big wool show this weekend, but if I shop it will be for giveaway prizes only, not for my personal stash at this point. I have been saving my postage stuff that people have, like when I buy stuff I've been saving that so we can so I can reuse. And oops, I lost a skein. All right, that's it, on to Blather. As you can probably see, this was full of yarn last time. It is fairly blank, fairly empty. I've still got some stuff out, and that is because next week I move. It's Wednesday today. I pick up the keys to my house next Thursday, and then I'll be moving in over the weekend, and the following Monday my stuff will come out of storage. Yeah, so that's been a little bit stressful. It's also week 7 of uni next week, and then I've got some things due in week 8, the week that my stuff arrives out of storage. So yeah, it's full on, but exciting. I'm really excited to be in my own space again, set up my office and craft room, like my study and craft room. Yeah, so I kind of had planned, I'll vlog everything, but I don't think that, we'll see. If I can be bothered, I will, and if I forget, which is probably likely, then I won't. And next time you see me will be in my new setup, which I think will take me a while to get adjusted to. Like, I have a plan of how I think I want things to go, but I'm not entirely sure just yet. Yeah, so that's exciting. Happy. Uni's going well. I passed my first 6 subjects. I did actually got like distinctions and high distinctions, so I did really well. I found out early my next placement. So last time I spoke about going to a socioeconomically disadvantaged school. This time I'm going to one of the more prestigious schools in the region where I live. So that will be really interesting to see the difference between just like what difference funding and that makes to education and how I contribute to that system and whatnot. I had my orientation yesterday and it was just, I'm really excited to try something different. A bit overwhelming. The dress code is very strictly corporate. So at first I thought, oh, like, I don't know, before I started studying education, I thought that would be really like something up my alley, but I've realized I do like to have a little bit of creativity, and I feel like there's not probably a lot of ways to show that in the corporate clothes that you have to wear. Like all male teachers have to wear a tie and a long sleeve collared shirt in terms 2 and 3. The school blazer is recommended, like optional but recommended. All of the teachers I saw there had, or all of the staff, sorry, had like dresses, like review, Q, that sort of looking thing. So I do have professional clothes from my last job because I did have to travel a little bit. Even though I had a uniform, we'd have to, you know, be a bit business-like. So I'm hoping when they come out of storage that they fit. So I've got enough probably for the month. But yeah, I'm really excited to try a different type of school. I did go to private school and a Catholic school. So last time was my first experience with the state education system, and this school is far fancier than any of the schools I went to. So yeah, I'll have a well-rounded experience of different education sectors and whatnot by the end. So yeah, really excited. What else is happening? I'm moving. I already told you that. Haven't made any decisions about Vlogmas yet. My plan is kind of to wait until my uni schedule comes out for the intensive subject that I'm doing. It's only one subject, so I should be able to work a couple of days a week, do uni a couple of days a week, and that would be good. I'm kind of enjoying the work that I'm doing. I haven't been doing a whole lot of it because uni's just been kicking my ass, but when I can sit down and do a couple of hours, I'm not enjoying it, like it doesn't bring me joy, but it's not as mind-numbing as the last project I was working on. I haven't really done much reading, watching, listening, to be honest. I'm still watching Aussie Survivor, reading, don't know, haven't, like, reading uni books. And then the other thing that is exciting is I've like applied for my electricity at my new house to be connected, and I chose the energy provider that a lot of people are using. They have really good reviews. My parents use them. It's a no lock-in contract, so that's fine. I figured I'd give them a go, but I paid $100 more. Like, I don't know how much it's going to cost, but they had an offer which had KO, which is how you watch Formula 1 and sports and whatever. And I don't really care about many of the other sports, but I do care about the Formula 1. So that is exciting. So I need to set that up before this weekend. And yeah, that's kind of it. I've been really slack on watching podcasts. But I did on Sunday. I gave myself a bit of a lax day from uni, so I did catch up. I watched Ali from Fiberbound's last one. I watched Crystal from Books, Hooks and Yarn. They're the two that spring to mind. I watched some of Andrea Mowry's I'll Knit If I Want To series, like that last one. Oh, I love Stacey Elstone from Stress Knits. I'm a Patreon supporter of hers. So I watched her latest one as well, so that was cool. And yeah. Alright, I'm just rambling because I really can't think of anything. Don't have any notes. Nothing is structured today. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Next time I see you will be in my new place. Yay. Oh, I have one more thing. I have a website. And it has a blog. I haven't figured out how to get comments available on the blog yet. I think it might be a limitation of the platform that I chose. So my website is live. There's not a whole lot of stuff on there. The show notes for this will be on there. And I have the first blog post, which is a little bit of an introduction about me and how I got into knitting. I have some other ones kind of in draft, and I had planned on having a few up there before I let you know that there was a website, but I figured it's been live for about three weeks now and I haven't told anyone about it. So www.madaboutewechallenge.com.au if you'd like to check it out. And if you do and you like it, I'm sorry you can't comment there, but if you were on Instagram and you found me, just you could let me know you read it. So yeah, the plan is that there'll be links to this video podcast on the website. Well, there is links to previous episodes. They're not all up there, like the most recent. I kind of went back from the beginning of this year and updated the show notes, all the links, the videos and whatnot. And I think I've got the last 4 I haven't done, so I need to get onto that. And then this one will go up there as well. So yeah, just trying to professionalize this a little bit. And I have someone working on a logo, which I should probably chase that up. Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks and I haven't heard anything, so that's on me. Happy crafting. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.